Well, there must be something else to this story because he's wondering if he's being an a-hole for prioritizing his son's dog over his wife's pregnancy. What are we missing here?
It sounds cut and dry, but hear him out. When my son was 8, we got a dog. My son's 14 now. The dog is half Great Dane and half some dog my friend's dog met during an unauthorized absence. My son loves this dog and does all he can to care for him except the vet stuff and is a very responsible dog owner. This dog is pretty much his best friend. My wife is 12 weeks pregnant, and ever since we confirmed the pregnancy, she has been acting weird around the dog. She avoids him, puts her hands over her stomach when he is around, and jolts whenever he makes a noise. Today, she told me she wants to rehome the dog.
After how many years?
Math 6.
Wow.
I asked her what she's talking about. She says she's been having anxiety that the dog is going to jump on her and on her stomach. This is completely unreasonable. He doesn't jump on people. We trained him not to jump on people or run into people very young because he's half Great Dane, and I felt this was important for all dogs, but especially for one who could possibly grow to such a large size, which he did. There's no reason for her to think the dog will jump on her. She said that there's no way to know for sure that the dog won't jump on her, and if he does, our baby could be hurt. This dog has never so much as growled at her. She said even if the dog doesn't jump on her, and her anxiety is bad for her health, she says she needs the dog elsewhere for her safety and for the baby's. I told her there was no way. My son got this dog right after he lost his mom and imprinted on him hard. Sometimes I think he loves the dog more than me. I'm not taking his dog, and the dog didn't do anything. My wife said I'm prioritizing the dog over her pregnancy. The dog isn't a threat to her pregnancy. If this were any other unreasonable request, I would just do it because she's pregnant, but I can't break my son's heart over a fear she has that makes no sense. Am I the a-hole?
Oof.
That is a tough one.
That is heavy.
That is
Man.
really tough, and that's why Mo is going to tackle it first. Man, I don't know, bro.
Woo.
Unless you guys want it. 1-855-BERT Show.
Nah, man. I don't think he is. Not in this situation. I like that he said if this was anything else, it would be because she's pregnant. I'm on it because typically that's how I would respond too. But in this case, when you add the son and right after his mom's passing and the dog has not done anything at all,
That's the thing.
I think she got to get over that fear.
Sorry if you're listening online and you heard Kristen cuss.
Just go, Bert.
Signed that new contract, did you?
Right.
Well,
Maybe now, now's the time to bring that up. Kristen signed her contract yesterday. She knows she's locked in for 3 years, so she can just curse on the radio now.
congratulations.
That's not how I wanted to make the announcement. You'd think after doing this for 20 years, I would know better.
It's a very Kristen and a Bert show way to break it.
Yeah, it is. So, I'm going to be around for 3 more years. Yay.
Just 3 more years of FCC 5.
God, that made me hot under the collar. Seriously, go. I need a beat. I need a beat. Give me a beat.
I think that she has to go get some help about this, man.
Yeah.
She is into her head. It's an irrational fear, clearly. There are repercussions all along the way for the family, too. This is a her thing. I mean, he's got to help her get some help. They can't. It's unfair to the son. It's unfair to the dog. No can do.
But it's also unfair to her because of her her feelings should be validated, right? Like this is how she's legitimately feeling. Granted, the dog has never displayed any acts of regression, has never jumped, etc. She needs to talk to her doctor, her OB, and needs to talk to somebody else before anything is done. After she goes through those steps, if she still feels adamant, we always talk about not disregarding a woman's intuition and a mother's intuition. And at that point, then you need to have another discussion. I mean, the situation point blank, it sucks. And I would never want to take that sweet boy's dog away from him because, for those of us that do have pets, some people have pets and they're not part of the family. This is obviously not one of those cases. And we have the same thing in our home. Like our dogs are part of our family and you can't just discard them. And this little boy is going to be heartbroken. So hopefully she can get some help as far as like addressing this fear, and then they can have an additional conversation.
And man, that fear grip's hard because I had pregnancy anxieties, like especially around foods. It's hard to shake, and even if in the back of your mind you're like, it's going to be fine. I read the odds. You can't shake it. That's tough to deal with. Do you guys want the update?
Yes, please.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
All right. We read some stuff about pregnant women developing a sudden fear and hatred toward pets and how common this phenomena is, which is weird. Side note for me, I loved my dogs. And when I got pregnant, I wasn't scared of them. I just didn't want to touch them
Really?
at all. And I feel very differently about my dogs and touching dogs now. It's very strange.
I had the opposite when I was pregnant because I wanted them to snuggle the belly and they wouldn't do it, and I got mad at them. I'm like, you got a brother in here, man. Like, you should be excited. They want nothing to do with the
How
belly.
could they not know that? I mean, clearly they can see you,
I
right?
know.
So I found similar stories to what she's going through online, and she found them reassuring. We've been training the dog on how to be around babies, and my son is training him. So far, a former coworker of mine and a neighbor have let me borrow their babies for an evening, and both times have gone really well.
Instead of borrow babies, can we just say babysit?
I like borrow babies better.
Hey, can somebody borrow my baby tomorrow night? Because I'd like to go out with my husband.
Can someone borrow my baby so I can make sure my dog doesn't attack my baby? So we will continue to enforce appropriate baby behavior with the dog. My wife visited her OBGYN to discuss her fear and anxiety, and again was reassured that many women face similar experiences when pregnant.
Nice.
She's going to start seeing someone to discuss her changing emotional state. She also decided she wants to spend as little time as possible with the dog for now, so we've been accommodating that. The dog is spending the majority of his indoor time in my son's room instead of the living room when my wife is home. So far, the dog doesn't mind as he sleeps in there anyway, and that's where his best friend lives. Our home continues to be harmonious. I appreciate everyone who provided information and outlooks on my original post.
There you go.
Okay.
So it worked out.
Yeah.
Are you done speaking now? Can I take my finger off the delay button?
Yeah. You
Okay, because now I'm just really nervous.
Okay. My goal is to not curse for the remainder of the show.
Way to set the bar super high, man.
Yeah.
All right,
Just
Katie.
giving you my 85% today.
That's all we asked for. 100 is too much.
The Bert Show.
Like what you just watched, you can get more of The Bert Show on your favorite podcast platform. Wherever you listen to your podcast, you can find us. I don't know what any of these buttons do, by the way.